Have you ever wondered why it's hard to stay motivated after New Year's? It's a curious phenomenon, isn't it? The clock strikes midnight, a new year begins, and we're filled with a sense of renewed energy and hope. We scribble down our resolutions, passionately promising to ourselves that this will be the year we finally accomplish our dreams. Yet, as the first few weeks of January roll by, that initial spark begins to dwindle. Our once fiery motivation starts to fade, and our resolutions, they begin to feel more like burdens than aspirations. We've all been there, haven't we? The question is, why does this happen? And more importantly, how can we prevent it? You see, motivation isn't just a fleeting feeling. It's not something that's here one day and gone the next. Or rather, it shouldn't be. True motivation is a fire that keeps burning, a force that pushes us forward, no matter the obstacles in our path. And the key to keeping this fire alive lies not in the intensity of the flame, but in the quality of the fuel we feed it. Every year we start with a bang, lighting a huge bonfire of motivation. But soon, we find ourselves running out of firewood, struggling to keep the flame alive. That's because we're trying to sustain it with the wrong kind of fuel. We're fueled by the excitement of new beginnings, by the thrill of setting ambitious goals, by the desire to make a fresh start. But these are all short-lived sources of energy. They burn brightly, yes, but they also burn out quickly. What we need instead is a more sustainable source of fuel, one that can keep our motivation burning not just for a few weeks in January but all year round. One that can transform our resolutions from mere wishes to concrete realities. Now you may wonder, what could this magical source of fuel possibly be? Well, my friends, that's what we're here to discover today. It's time we unravel the secret behind maintaining our motivation. Scene script. First, we need to understand what motivation is. Motivation in its simplest form is a compelling force that drives us to act. It's the internal spark that ignites our desire to achieve, to push boundaries, to strive for more. But it's more than just a spark. It's a complex interplay of biological, psychological, and social factors, each playing a vital role in how we act and react. Imagine motivation as fuel for our journey towards our goals. Without it, our journey stalls. With it, we possess the drive to overcome obstacles and reach our destination. It's the difference between wanting to do something and actually doing it. Now, what influences this potent force? First, there are biological factors. Our brains are wired to seek rewards and avoid pain. This can be as simple as the satisfaction of a job well done or the avoidance of a negative outcome. Then there are psychological factors. Our beliefs, attitudes, and perceptions heavily influence our motivation. If we believe we can achieve a goal, we're more likely to be motivated to pursue it. Conversely, if we perceive a task as too difficult, our motivation may wane. Social and environmental factors also come into play. The people around us, the culture we're part of, and the environment we're in can either stoke our motivational fire or douse it. A supportive network can fuel our motivation, while a negative environment can suffocate it. In essence, motivation is a dynamic and multifaceted force. It's not simply about having the will to do something. It's about having the right mindset, the right environment, and the right support to keep that internal spark alive. Remember, motivation isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. What motivates one person may not motivate another. It's a deeply personal and unique force within each of us. Understanding motivation is the first step towards harnessing it. And once you've harnessed it, you're well on your way to achieving your goals, not just for the new year, but all year long. Now let's identify the roadblocks that can dampen our motivation. What's stopping you from staying motivated all year round? Is it a lack of clear goals, fear of failure, or perhaps a lack of self-belief? These are common obstacles that can hinder our motivation, and it's crucial to recognize and address them. First, let's talk about the lack of clear goals. It's like embarking on a journey without a destination. Without a clear understanding of what we want to achieve, it's easy to lose direction and motivation. It's important to set specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound or SMART goals. This provides a clear roadmap to follow, keeping our motivation high and our focus sharp. Next, we have the fear of failure. It's a common human trait to avoid situations where we might fail. However, this fear can paralyze us and prevent us from taking action. It's important to remember that failure is not the end of the world. In fact, it can be a valuable learning experience. It's not about avoiding failure, but rather learning how to cope with it and grow from it. Lastly, let's address the lack of self-belief. This is a major roadblock for many of us. If we don't believe in ourselves, it's hard to stay motivated. We might start to question our abilities and worth, leading to decreased motivation. But remember, self-belief isn't something that's given to us, it's something we cultivate. It's about recognizing our strengths, acknowledging our weaknesses, and having the confidence to work on both. In summary, obstacles to motivation can come in many forms, from a lack of clear goals to fear of failure and lack of self-belief. But the first step to overcoming these obstacles is recognizing them. Once we're aware of what's holding us back, we can start developing strategies to overcome these roadblocks and stay motivated all year round. Once we recognize these obstacles, we can work on overcoming them. A clear and achievable goal is a powerful motivator. These words ring true especially when we're trying to maintain motivation throughout the year. Goals, you see, are like the North Star, guiding us, providing a direction, and inspiring us to continue moving forward even in the face of adversity. But not all goals are created equal. A goal that is hazy or unrealistic can do more harm than good, leading to frustration and a sense of defeat. It's crucial, therefore, that we set clear and achievable goals. So, how do we go about setting effective goals? Well, first off, make your goals specific. Instead of saying, I want to lose weight, say, I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 months. By being specific, you've already made your goal more tangible, more real. Secondly, make your goal measurable. If you can't measure it, how will you know when you've achieved it? Continuing with our weight loss example, you can measure your progress by weekly weigh-ins. Thirdly, ensure that your goal is achievable. Setting a goal to become a billionaire in a year, while exciting, is probably not realistic for most of us. Your goals should stretch you, yes, but they should also be within your capabilities. Fourthly, your goal should be relevant. It should be aligned with your broader life goals and values. If you're passionate about music, for instance, a goal to learn a new musical instrument would be more relevant and motivating than a goal to learn advanced calculus. Finally, your goal should be time-bound. This creates a sense of urgency and can spur you into action. Instead of saying, I want to learn to play the piano, say, I want to learn to play Für Elise on the piano by the end of 6 months. Setting clear and achievable goals isn't just about ticking off boxes. It's about creating a roadmap for success, a journey that is as rewarding as the destination itself. Remember, goals are not just about the end result, but also about who we become in the process of striving towards them. With clear goals, we have a roadmap to our success. Failure is not a dead end, it's a detour to a better route. So let's start with a simple question. What if we saw failure not as an indication of our inadequacies, but as a stepping stone toward success? The answer, my friends, is simple. We would stop fearing failure and start embracing it. Imagine for a moment a toddler learning to walk. Each time they stumble and fall, they don't see it as failing. Instead, they get up, adjust their balance, and try again. That's the attitude we need to adopt. You see, each failure is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. Every time we fail, we gain invaluable insights and experience. We learn what doesn't work, and that brings us one step closer to discovering what does. Now, this doesn't mean that failing won't hurt. It's okay to feel disappointed, it's okay to feel frustrated. But what's not okay is to let these feelings of disappointment and frustration stop us from trying again. An essential part of embracing failure is reframing our perception of it. Instead of seeing failure as a sign of our incompetence, we need to see it as a sign of our courage. It's a testament to our willingness to step out of our comfort zone, to take risks, and to strive for something better. Remember, the greatest inventors, artists, and leaders in history didn't achieve their success without facing their fair share of failures. They didn't let their failures define them. Instead, they used their failures to fuel their journey towards success. So the next time you face a setback, don't let it discourage you. Instead, see it as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I improve? And then, take those lessons and apply them. Remember, every failure brings with it a seed of equivalent success. We just need to have the courage to plant that seed and nurture it. When we embrace failure, we also embrace growth. And that, my friends, is the key to staying motivated and achieving our goals. Believe in yourself, and the rest will fall into place. A phrase we've heard many a time, but how does one truly cultivate this self-belief? Let's delve into some strategies. Firstly, positive self-talk is invaluable. This isn't just about repeating motivational quotes to yourself, but about changing the narrative in your mind. It's about silencing the critic within that says, I can't, and amplifying the voice that insists, I can and I will. It's about reframing setbacks as stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. We are often our own harshest critics, but it's time to become our own biggest cheerleaders. Next, let's talk about visualization. This is a powerful tool used by successful individuals worldwide, from athletes to CEOs. Picture yourself achieving your goals, savor the moment, and let it fuel your determination. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Now let's not forget about celebrating small victories. In our quest for big achievements, we often overlook the small wins that pave the way. Did you hit the gym today when you didn't feel like it? Celebrate that. Did you choose a salad over a burger? That's a win. Each small victory is a stepping stone towards your larger goal, and each deserves recognition. Building self-belief isn't an overnight process, it's a journey filled with ups and downs, triumphs and trials. But remember, you are more resilient than you think, more capable than you know, and more powerful than you believe. Self-belief isn't just about thinking you can do something, it's about knowing you can do it, even on the days when it feels impossible. It's about trusting your journey, even when the path is unclear. It's about standing tall, even when the world tries to knock you down. So take hold of these tools: positive self-talk, visualization, and celebrating small victories. Use them to build a fortress of self-belief around you. With this fortress, your motivation becomes not just a New Year's resolution, but a lifelong commitment. With self-belief, we become unstoppable. So, how do we keep the motivation fire burning all year round? This is the question that brings us to the heart of our journey, maintaining that spark of motivation, not just in the fresh bloom of January, but throughout every season. We've talked about understanding motivation, recognizing obstacles, setting clear and achievable goals, embracing failure as a learning opportunity, and building self-belief. Each of these strategies is a piece of the puzzle, and they all play a crucial role in keeping our motivational engine running smoothly. Think of it this way: motivation is like a car. Understanding motivation is knowing how the car works. Recognizing obstacles is about identifying the bumps and potholes on the road. Setting goals is choosing the destination. Embracing failure is learning to navigate detours. And building self-belief is having the confidence to keep driving. So how do we ensure that this car keeps moving forward regardless of the weather or the road conditions? The answer lies in the strategies we've discussed. Firstly, never lose sight of the importance of understanding your motivation. Knowing what drives you is the fuel that powers your journey. Secondly, always be on the lookout for obstacles, but don't let them deter you. They are simply challenges to overcome, not roadblocks. Thirdly, remember that clear and achievable goals are your roadmap. They guide you towards your destination and help keep your journey on track. Fourthly, remember that failure is not a dead end. It's a detour, a chance to learn, and an opportunity to grow. And finally, never underestimate the power of self-belief. Confidence in yourself and your abilities is the driving force that propels you forward, even when the road gets tough. Remember, motivation is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. It's about keeping the car moving, maintaining momentum, and staying committed to the journey. It's about staying focused, staying resilient, and staying motivated, no matter the season. Remember, motivation is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. To sum it all up, motivation is not a fleeting New Year's resolution, but a tenacious spirit that propels us forward all year long. It's a complex interplay of understanding our inner drive, recognizing the obstacles that stand in our way, and setting clear, achievable goals. It's about embracing failure not as a setback, but as a stepping stone towards success. Let's not forget the power of self-belief, that inner voice whispering, "Yes, I can," regardless of the challenges that lie ahead. It's this self-belief that fuels our motivation and pushes us to exceed our own expectations. Maintaining motivation all year round is certainly no cakewalk, but it's a journey worth embarking on. It's about committing to our goals, staying resilient in the face of adversity, and continuously seeking personal growth. Remember, motivation is the key that unlocks the door to success. Keep the motivation high, and success will follow.